According to economist Daniel Wilson, Papua New Guinea is going through a current account deficit. This deficit, however, compared to the import-export deficit, is actually better for the country because it is an investment and savings deficit.
So we've seen the current account deficit widen quite sharply in 2013. And it's not necessarily a bad deficit. So when we think about the current account deficit, we can look at it from the export-import side. We can also look at it from the savings and investment side. So typically your exports minus your imports would be current account deficit. If you're importing more than you're exporting, it's a deficit. But when you look at it from a savings and investment perspective, it's also savings minus investment. So if you're investing more into the country, if you're investing more into growth, you're also running a current account deficit. So although PNG is going through a current account deficit phase right now, it's actually the good kind of deficit. It's the investment that's being driven rather than a decline in savings.
The economist praised the PNG government for their plans in investing into the nation's infrastructure and estimates that in the next 10 years, the growth rate will be stronger due to these investments.
We can see we've taken a slower dip, or a little bit of dip compared to the last 10-year average. And that's because a lot of the foreign inflows are starting to slow down, some of the construction's coming off, but it's being replaced by government expenditure. And it's counter-cyclical spending, which is positive because it is in the right areas, it is in infrastructure development, it is in agricultural development. So although we're seeing some slower growth rates, in effect, they're actually positive because they're raising the capacity and they're raising the quality of the infrastructure.
Stating that the potential GDP growth over the medium term is likely to rise, triggered by the LNG, Wilson also predicted that the largest improvement will happen at the end of 2014, caused by exports rising significantly. Leon Jarari, National MTV News.